It's hard to imagine Joanna Jedrzejczyk as anything but a fighter. As the UFC's strawweight champion, Jedrzejczyk has become one of the most ferocious fighters on the entire roster while amassing 4 straight title defenses and becoming one of the faces of the organization. But her current status as UFC champion is a far cry from where Jedrzejczyk started her athletic career. Growing up in Poland, Jedrzejczyk was the middle of 3 children with a twin sister born 25 minutes after she was, as well as another sister, who is 6 years older than her. As a kid, Jedrzejczyk didn't grow up with aspirations to become a UFC champion. In fact, Jedrzejczyk didn't come from a family filled with athletes, so there was no road map laid out for what kind of sport she should get into. So she just explored all of them. I was very active. I don't have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but I was very active. I was always full of energy and I was always into sport, Jedrzejczyk told Fox Sports. I didn't have any athletes in my family, so I didn't have someone who could push me into sports. I used to represent my school at like volleyball, basketball, soccer, hockey and other sports, but I was still a complete girl. I didn't have any idea that I'd be a professional athlete one day. As Jedrzejczyk began testing the waters in all manners of competition, she eventually fell in love with basketball, which is where she stayed until she was 13 years old. That's when the bottom fell out on her athletic endeavors. I played basketball until I was 13, but then I stopped because I had some problems with my liver, Jedrzejczyk explained. It was surprising because I didn't have any health problems, but when I got to the next level, basketball team, I started having issues with my liver. At that time, I went to the doctor with my mother and he said I could not train and I should change my diet because my liver is like 3/4 a centimeter bigger than other kids my age. It was kind of serious. It broke Jedrzejczyk's heart that she could no longer play basketball or any other sport for that matter, and it appeared that athletic competition was no longer in her future. Still, Jedrzejczyk needed a creative outlet that sports once provided, so she began dabbling in other activities, including an exploration into photography. While it might seem random for a teenage girl to suddenly take up photography as an interest, Jedrzejczyk had an eye for it, and it didn't long for her to completely immerse herself into that activity as sports faded to the background, at least temporarily. I stopped training basketball, and I stopped doing hard exercises. But I wanted to do something. I was looking for something else, so I started taking pictures, Jedrzejczyk said. I bought a professional camera. It was a Nikon and I was 16 or 17 at that age. The camera was expensive, but I saved up for so long to get it, and my father said, "Are you really going to buy this camera? It's so expensive." My parents always give me advice and some tips, but it was my choice what I was going to do, and they just wanted me to be happy. As much as she loved photography, Jedrzejczyk still didn't get the satisfaction from it the way that she did when stepping onto a court and feeling the thrill of victory. Add to that, Jedrzejczyk just had too much drive to completely stop doing athletics, so she began searching for a new sport that could feed her need to stay active. Thankfully, the issues Jedrzejczyk had with her liver had subsided as she came closer and closer to graduation from high school, and that's when she discovered martial arts for the first time. Jedrzejczyk had actually tried out a taekwondo class previously, but was admittedly bored by it. This time around, however, Jedrzejczyk wandered into a different martial arts academy that taught a hybrid of fighting styles, including the one she fell in love with the most. I went for my first martial arts class. It was a mix between karate, Muay Thai, and I couldn't even say Muay Thai at that time, but after one class, I knew this is what I liked. I didn't have any health issues anymore, Jedrzejczyk said. I think this was a sign from God. Stop doing basketball, there is something better waiting for you. It was hard what I had to go through, but in the end there was success waiting for me. Josh Hedges, Ziffa LLC via Getty Images. At that point, to say that Jedrzejczyk fell in love with fighting would be a vast understatement. What started as a new athletic endeavor soon developed into a full-blown obsession as Jedrzejczyk started going to classes 3 or 4 times per week as her development as a Muay Thai practitioner really started to progress. It was definitely a passion project because Jedrzejczyk had no idea that it would ever develop into a career, much less that she'd ever really make any money doing it. She just loved fighting and,